Filly over from New Zealand, who was placed in the Oaks and the Derby in Hill of Grace. She's a magnificent looking beast. She will improve marginally with this run, but I expect a big run from her. But I finished up, I marked pins on top of Oval Office, Freemason number 5 and 4 Hades. 2, 6, 4 and 5, Pete.
Good on you, Roy. Thanks very much. The thoughts of former champion jockey Roy Higgins. Let's have a look at the official dividends for race number 4 on the card as we watch pins going to the gates now. The favourite looking for the $250,000 bonus. Super Impressive in the 4th paid $1.90 and $1.20. Classic Secret $2.40. Blazing Steel $3.50. The Quinella paid $16.60. The Trifecta $117.20. The Exacta $13.90, and the Race to Race Double paid $3.90. And there is pins going to the gates now prior to the running of the 5th event on the card. Just whilst we've got a sec, Andrea Fleming from Inglis has joined us to talk about the upcoming sales. Hello, Andrea. Nice and warm here.
It certainly is. A lovely day here at Flemington.
A great day, and the sales are coming up. Now, tell us, first of all, when and where.
OK. We're looking forward to a very strong sale for the Premier Sale this year. It's being hosted this coming Wednesday at Oaklands Junction, commencing at 3 p.m, going through until the evening, about 9:30. And then we have the following day, Friday, the 17th of March, commencing at 11 a.m. out at Oaklands Junction.
Now, what about some of the stallions represented?
Well, we've got a great lineup. This is the best Premier catalogue we've produced to date. Some of the stallions include Dang Hill, Masqué, Rory's Gesture. We've got some exciting first season sires represented at this sale, including Octagonal, Gold Ace, Celtic Swing. It's a really exciting lineup. And
of course, there's so much money to be won now with incentive races and the Super Boba scheme. They really have injected a tremendous amount of prize money into racing.
That's right, Peter. Graduates of this sale will be eligible to race in the $650,000 Inglis Premier race being hosted here at Flemington 2001, and also the Sam Miguel William Inglis Heroic Championship being hosted in Sydney. $1 million race, great incentives. 85% of this catalogue is actually Super Vobis qualified, which enables those yearlings are eligible for $30,000 in bonus race money for metropolitan races. Great incentives.
Amazing prize money now. Andrea, thanks for your time. There is the catalogue. So if anyone is interested in getting along, it's Wednesday and Friday at Oaklands Junction. And we'll just turn it around there so we can see it. There it is, the catalogue. So if anyone wants to get a copy of that, how do they go about it?
Give us a call in the office tomorrow on 9333 1422. And on behalf of the directors, we'll look forward to greeting you at Oaklands Junction. Thank you.
Thanks for your time, Andrea.
Thanks, Peter.
Andrea Fleming joining us from William Inglis. OK, they're heading to the barrier now. I can tell you that Pins is under inspection over there at the barrier. And the veterinary surgeon having a look at Pins. Reduced choice, of course, the scratching. Pins at $2.30 and $1.70. There's Diatribe out behind the gates. And one of the other runners there, the John Hawkes runner, about to be led up towards the gates. That's Tributes, the Oaks winner. There's Oval Office, the horse that flashed home in the Caulfield Guineas. Hades, we can see the dividends, $9.60. Oval Office showing $6.60. There's the horse that I liked in the race, Freemason, walking around with Graham Salisbury, the clerk of the course, and Sub-Zero. Interesting to note that Diatribe is bandaged to its near side foreleg, the left foreleg there. And you can see Hades also out behind the line, the New Zealand Derby winner. So it won't be too long before they move up. And as we said, the vet's having a final check over Pins. There have been stories circulating, and they have in fact been confirmed that Clary Connors has been having trouble with the fitness of this horse. It has been a hoof problem. But 2 veterinary surgeons inspected the horse when it got to the course today and passed it fit to run. But to be on the safe side, Chairman of Stewards, Mr. Des Gleeson, has ordered that the horse once again undergo a veterinary inspection once it gets to the gates. And hopefully everything will be OK and it will join the other 6. And if it does, it'll run for an extra $250,000. So it'll be first prize of $867,000 if this horse does win Pins. Late minute update from the betting ring. Mark Aston, what can you tell us?
I think there is a little bit of trepidation about Pins. There was that late flurry of money for him about 5 or 6 minutes ago, but there doesn't seem to be any cash at all for him now. So once again, he's got the blows. All
right. And have they backed anything there, Mark, with him getting the blows?
Peter, nothing at all. It's been a funny old betting race. Everything has blown out the gates, some more significantly than others. As I said, Tributes is one of them.
OK, that's Mark Aston in the betting ring, and there is Pins being led up to the gates. So the horse has been passed by the veterinary surgeon. And so up he comes. And he is one of the first few to go into the line. Only a small field here. Tactics will be such a vital part of the race. Will it be a slowly run race, or will one of the riders decide that his moment has come and decide to take the race on? We'll find out very shortly. $1 million, Group 1, Cadbury Guineas. They're running it today for the 15th time. It has been won by some wonderful horses in previous years, including Dignity Dancer, Gold Guru, Flying Spur, Mahogany, Zabeel, and also True Version, which won the first one. Which horse will join the winning list? We'll find out in a tick over 2 minutes' time, because they're ready for the Cadbury Guineas. Here's Brian Martin.
The line is good. Hill of Grace a bit fractious, settles again. Set. On their way now in the Guineas, and a little bit slow out Hades and Freemason. They came out at 6s and 7s, and Pins pounced straight to the front. Oval Office went up second, and Hill of Grace is working around the outside and going forward in the early point. Hill of Grace has gone up to Pins, and Oval Office went back third from Hades and Freemason the fence. A length and a half to Tributes and Diatribe up on the outside of it. It's Pins in front as expected at the 1650 metre mark for Di. Moved out 2 lengths in front of Hill of Grace. Freemason third the fence, 2 lengths for the back Oval Office. Over on the inside is Tributes, a length into Diatribe, and Hades last of all. Diatribe inclined to get up on the bit and is caught out 3 deep. At the back turn at the 1400 metre mark, Pins over on the inside in front. Diatribe is pulling its way fiercely and goes around the outside, and Diatribe now takes up the lead from Pins, and Diatribe in front today. Down the back and moved out 2.5 to 3 in front. From Pins second, 3 for the back Hill of Grace, the inside Freemason. A length and a half to Oval Office, the inside of it Tributes, and 2 to Hades last of all. A good even speed in the Guineas coming down the side towards the 1000 metre mark, and it's Diatribe by 2 lengths to Pins, 2 lengths to Hill of Grace on the outside of Freemason, the rail fourth. A length and a half then to Oval Office covering up Tributes, and 1 to Hades last of all. At the 900 metre mark, Diatribe in a new roll today by 2. Pins sitting right on him second. Di about to ease to the outside, a length into Hill of Grace. Freemason is fourth the fence, no change from Oval Office. Then Tributes and Hades last of all. Di looking around at the opposition. He's tailing up behind Diatribe on Pins when they come to the turn. Into the straight inside the 600 metre mark now, and it's Diatribe straightening up a half length in front. Pins on the outside second, a length and a half Hill of Grace. Freemason strung up on the fence. Oval Office further out. Diatribe, Pins and Hill of Grace moving up. Oval Office coming down the centre, running down towards the 300 metre mark. He hasn't moved on Pins. Hill of Grace outside him. Diatribe the fence. Then Oval Office, and further out is Hades. Now he calls on Pins, and Pins finds. He draws a length in front now. Oval Office and Freemason getting out late. Pins in front. Great ride by Di. Pins wins it. Pins 3/4 to Freemason. Great go for third. Hades or Oval Office from Hill of Grace. Then Diatribe, and last of all is Tributes.
He has done it. He's won the Triple Crown, number 2, Pins. And what a lovely patient ride it was in the end by Shane Di. He nursed that horse until this stage here, where he had to get going because they were queuing up behind him. The challengers coming from Freemason in the cerise colours had no luck at all. It was only here that he started to get out, and then horses winding up out wide as well. Oval Office running on pretty well, and also running on nicely at the end of the race was Hades, but Pins has got there. $250,000 bonus for the Triple Crown. Here's the head-on, and the unlucky horse here, Alfie, is definitely Freemason. It is now 3 from the right in the cerise colours. It was only about here that the run came, and even then it was only 3/4 of a run.
I think you'll notice where Damien starts to shift in a little bit to make it a little bit more difficult for him. He now starts to push out a bit. It unbalances him as they try to go between those types of runs, and it takes him another 30 yards to actually pick up, but finished off well. But Shane Di didn't get flustered at all when Diatribes went up around him. We picked it that Jimmy Cassidy was probably the person that was going to be the aggressor, and he certainly did provide that.
And here's the head-on in normal motion. You can see Freemason got chopped out there. Now watch again. Darren's about to try and urge this horse through, and once again the run almost closes there. So he's had to put the whip away again. So there will be a hard luck story for Freemason, no doubt. But good luck to the connections of Pins. It is an $860,000 payday for them. There's Johnny Letts out on the track. We might be able to join Lettsy
mate, ready to go.
with Shane Di. Lettsy, it's all yours.
Shane, you're 300th group winner, which not many people know about this.
Yeah, only Mick Dittman and George Moore have won 300 group races, so it's a real achievement, and it's a lovely buzz to win a race like this, a Group 1, and do it in the Australian Canterbury Guineas.
And $1 million race, and plus you get a $250,000 bonus, this horse.
Yeah.
Shane, you had a lovely run through the race, didn't you?
I had a perfect run. He relaxed beautifully for me early, and I just held him up, and I had a peep at the 600 to make sure they wouldn't come up and around and push me behind Diatribe, but he relaxed beautifully, and it was just a matter of waiting for as long as possible.
Shane, you just before the race, you know, we had the vet check of him, didn't we? Was you ever worried?
Oh, Naturally I was, because he's had a lot of problems during the week. Clary hasn't hid that, he said that. He is very lucky to be here today. He even said to me if it was any other race he'd only be doubtful. He's done a fine job to get him here, and all the credit should go to him.
Yeah, good luck, Shane. Congratulations.
Clary Connors is the winning trainer. Clary Connors, the winning trainer, now standing by with Mark Aston.
Thank you very much, Peter. Clary looks as though he's run the race himself.
It's been a very, very hard week. This horse must have a lot of guts.
This is a big moment for you, Clary, isn't it?
Yeah. We put a lot of effort into it. And he's a bit better horse than I thought he was. And
what were his problems, Clary, or perceived problems during the week?
Yeah, his feet sort of deteriorated a bit of racing. We had to build them up, and then one of the nails was a bit too close, and it got infected. And you know, and he's been the best patient wherever he's done. And
well, here he comes back with Shane Dye. Yeah. What a superb ride. Were you concerned at all when Jimmy went to the front?
No, they were happy. Something went sort of led for a while. Now, you know, you knew the race was sort of something like that was going to happen. But I'll tell you what, this horse has got a lot of guts. This horse, but give him plenty of credit for what he done today, because he done a really, really big job, promise you.
And just finally, what now for pins?
I'm going to carry him home myself and give him a smell.
Clary, that'll be a wonderful sight. Congratulations, well done.
Thank you very much.
And good luck with carrying him home. Back to you, Pete.
Thank you, Mark. And an emotional Clary Connors, the winning trainer. What a training performance it has been after everything that had gone wrong in that horse's preparation. And full credit to that little fellow, the 3-year-old by Snippets. He's by a sprinting sire, and he's won at middle distance here with problems throughout the week. That is the sign of a very, very good racehorse. And do you reckon they're happy about it? So they should be. Shane Dye and Clary Connors. And, well, they've had their blues over the years. They've had a few arguments, but they are a champion combination, and they certainly proved it here today. It is an $867,000 payday for the Connections of Pins, the winner of the Cadbury Guineas, defeating Freemason, and third was Hades. We'll take a break and be back live on Network 10 around Australia with the official presentation after the first of our big ones. Here they are, side on, striding for the line. It's Pins, hands and heels with Shane Dye. But look at the challengers coming. Oval Office in the red sleeves. Closest to us, also in the red sleeves, and the Diamonds, Hades in the cerise colours. Freemason trying to get through a needle eye opening. But in the end, all honours were with the horse that captures the Triple Crown. Shane Dye lifts Pins over the line to win the Cadbury Guineas for $2,000. and collect the $617,500 plus the $250,000 bonus. There is Correct Weight, brought to you by Truth. Correct Weight is there after the running of the first of our features here at Flemington this afternoon, and we're just standing by for the dividends to come up. No dividend Connections, and why wouldn't they be happy? As we said, it is in excess of an $860,000 payday for them. Pins officially on Super Tab has returned $250 and $170. These dividends just available now. Freemason $2.40. Hades no third dividend. Trifecta paid $60.10. Quinella $6.60. The Exacta, which is first and second in order, Pins and Freemason $11.20, and the Race to Race double paid $6.30 on the previous winner. Super impressive number 8 and number 2 Pins. So there you are, you're up to date now with what has happened at Flemington. We've still got the big one to come, the Amy Australian Cup, and shortly the next event, race 6, the Schweppes 1100. You'll see it live around Australia on Network 10.
And I'll never forget the start of it in the mounting yard, or the actual day and the hype and the build-up. There was a match race between Mahogany and Durbridge. And Lee Friedman trained the both of those horses, and, you know, it was funny to gain instructions from Lee. He said to Greg, you stay out of Simon's way, and he said to me, you stay out of Greg's way.
In second placing is Durbridge, Fraz third on the outside of Out Pompeii. They were followed by Pride of Rancho. Mahogany eased back to second last on the outside of Station Hand at 1.5 to Great Vintage.
He did, he ran nice and soft, and as the jockeys would say, some terminology, that was able to sit down and look for the photo.
Durbridge does everything right and wins at 1.5 lengths to Station Hand. Mahogany every chance.
How would you feel if you
We're getting set for the running of the next event here at Flemington, the Schweppes 1100, a listed race over, naturally, 1100 metres, and candidates are in the mounting yard. Let's have a look at the runners now with Alf Matthews joining me. Number 1 is Fabiano's Son. This horse is trained by Peter Hayes here at Flemington to be ridden by Patrick Payne. Resuming after a 4-month spell, Alfie has won first up, but possibly one of the big queries this horse, he's a bad gate horse.
Yeah, he's probably like the Sleepy Seymour stock, actually. They have a little bit of trouble with their tendons and so forth. But nevertheless, I think we've got to assume that the horse is 100% coming here today. And I don't think Peter Hayes would bring the horse here if it wasn't. So I think it's got a genuine chance. It is a high-class racehorse.
Let's go down to number 3, and that is Chattanooga. Danny Nikolic, the rider for Mick Price. I've got a lot of time for this horse. I think he's really smart. He was narrowly beaten in the Sandown Guineas before a spell of 4 months, and he too has won first up.
I suppose the hard thing about a horse like Chattanooga is that you know he needs further. Being first up, whether he's quite prepared for it. He looks as if he's trained up reasonably well in the yard. So I suppose you've got to say, hey, he's a genuine chance because, again, he is a high-class racehorse and probably could go to Sydney and win a feature race.
Hard to tell. It looks as though he might be just showing the early stages of sweating up a little bit there in the mounting yard. Number 6 is Dane Force. Damien Oliver, the rider for Lee Freedman, followed 2 impressive wins with a disappointing run at Caulfield, but is well worth another chance, especially when you consider this horse has drawn gate 13, and I will tell you, there is not a question they'll come down the outside here.
Oh, that's right. And coming back from 1400 metres too, I think, yeah, nice little freshen up. This horse is a genuine horse. I don't know whether he's good enough, but you've got to leave him, I suppose.
Number 7, Gold Again, trained by James Riley to be ridden by Greg Childs. Lightly raced, flew too high in the Oakley Plate at only its 3rd run in a race and back to its own age here.
Definitely did fly too high. Back, as you say, to its own age. It'll lead down the outside. It doesn't matter. It's got that much speed. It'll lead wherever it goes.
8 Jokers Wilders in the Bart Cummings stables. Glenn Boss, the rider, worked home 3rd. Behind Dante's Fury under the lights at Moonee Valley.
Yes, and he's not a bad horse. His form's just a touch off at the moment, but a genuine chance.
11 Cash Crop, Brett Preble, the rider, for David Hall. What a combination they are. They won 8 races together over the VRC Spring Carnival. This horse won very easily at Sandown, is in the top stable, of course, looks to be one on the up.
And will definitely come down the outside. I've already spoken to Brett about that.
Yep.
And a genuine chance. I've actually put it in the 3rd selection.
And number 15, Dante's Fury, will also come down the outside. Larry Cassidy takes the ride here for Robert Smurden. And recent form hasn't been that bad, and also went around under the lights and won.
And won very well too, Peter, so I expect it to run very well, but I can't fit it in.
Number 16, Devanzo. Now, Alfie, this horse finished last at its last start, but you can forget that it even went around because she hit her head on the gate, and that was the end of her. Previous 2 wins had been outstanding in South Australia.
Yes, they were. She won by, I think, 9 lengths and then 6 lengths. Unfortunately, she ended up with a few stitches in her head after that particular race. She hit the front of the barriers and dipped badly and was just basically out of the race straight away, and Brett didn't knock her around, but you've got to give her another chance. Very fast horse indeed, and the 17, Livonia, a genuine chance.
There's the 1100 metre start. As we look at the map, Alfie, what's your trifecta?
Well, I think I'm going to go for Gold Again, only because I think it'll definitely lead. Fabiano's Son for 2nd and Cash Crop for 3rd, Peter.
Let's go straight to Mark Oaston in the betting ring, who can bring us up to date with the latest information.
Yes, thank you very much, Peter. Some lovely faces down here in the betting ring, and now you've got to put up with mine. Fabiano's Son is the favourite. Look, he opened up reasonably short, and he's now out to at least each way odds. Chattanooga, been a reasonable amount of money for Chattanooga. Dane Force and Gold Again are in the market. I can tell you, Peter, Joker's Wild, there's a bit of a tip around. It's probably the best backed of all of them, and Cash Crop is in the money as well, but the favourite, Fabiano's Son.
The top one, the popular one, Fabiano's Son. We're heading to a break now. We'll come back with the Schweppes 1100 live around Australia. You're watching AAMI Australian Cup Day on Network 10. A very warm afternoon at the course of history. Famous Flemington, Australia's international racecourse for the middle day of the Australian Cup Carnival. The roses are in bloom. There's a big crowd in attendance, and they've already seen the first of the features, Pins, collecting the Triple Crown. And then one of the best fields of the autumn will be assembled in the AAMI Australian Cup at 3:25. Betting ring, last minute activity coming up before race 6 on the card. As far as the tote is concerned, there's also been plenty of last minute activity. And here are the figures as they stand at the moment. Fabiano's Son $4.40 has come in $2.60. So it's come right in. Chattanooga's tightened up $1.10 into $6.90. Dane Force has been a little easy, but is still in the betting, along with Gold Again and Joker's Wild. Then we go over the page and have a look for the fluctuations there. Cash Crop's been the medium of some support, come in $1.50 to $7.90. Also in the betting at good each way odds, 15 and 16, and then we go over the page to the remaining runner, number 17, Livonia. There's also been some money for it at $17.10, and it has come in $1.50. While making his way down from the birdcage area and just trying to make the microphone a little bit cooler. There you go. What's it too hot for you? There you go. We don't want to burn your dainty hands, Higgs.
It's terrific, isn't it?
What did you come up with?
Interesting race this. A lot of chances. I did like the look of the 3 Chattanooga. First up since November. This is a promising horse, this guy. He's at probably about 90%, but I do anticipate with his natural ability he will sprint well. He'll come down the outside, draw a 19. Certainly the toppy, Fabiano's son. This horse looks excellent. He's a very good record down here. The 11, the filly here, Cash Crop. Gee, she's done a treat since her good first up win at Sandown. Looks excellent. And of the others, Gold Again, number 7, a horse that's had a few wind problems. He's got blinkers on today. He's very fast. He'll be in this for a long way. I went 3, 1, 11 and 7. Pete?
The thoughts of Roy Higgins, courtesy of Sport 927. Quickly before they jump, Mark Oaston with a last-minute betting update.
Fabiano's son still favourite, Peter. Good money, though, for Cash Crop. They've come for it late.
Thank you to Mark Oaston, and the gates are being filled here with the runners over at the 1100 metre mark, and of course behind them there we see part of the new stable development going back a few years ago. That was pretty much a vacant area. They used to park cars in there and they used to walk the horses around a big paddock, but now there are so many stables in there and it is a state-of-the-art complex, and many horses trained here at Flemington, in excess of 600 I think at the last count. Right, they're moving in. Now, no question about the fact here that horses drawn with the big numbers in the barriers are at the advantage, because most of them, if not all, will head for the outside. There is no question about the fact that the outside is significantly quicker. You'll find that those drawn maybe over near the inside might decide to stick to the inside, but it's highly unlikely because we've already seen that no doubt the grandstand rail is quicker. OK, they're just about ready. Good trophy to be won here for the Schweppes 1100. There it is. Who'll win it? We'll find out. Here's Brian Martin.
Fabiano's son favourite out of gate 7. Light blinking, Ruthless Tycoon the inside. Off and running. Oh, couple were a bit slow. Joker's Wild missed it about a length and a half, and Gold Again's been slow to get going too. Joker's Wild taking no part in the start, and one of the first out is Dapper Zap with Ulrico showing speed. They're all heading to the grandstand rail. Stella Atuara starting to burn up towards the front with Dante's Fury, Fabiano's son. Del Vanzo is a little closer in, followed by Rupower as they come down with about 700 metres to go. It's Dapper Zap, Ulrico over near the outside fence. From Dante's Fury behind those now is Cash Crop. They're followed by Stella Atoir. Fabiano's son moving forward to join the leaders now. A half length further back, Rory's Power from Ruthless Tycoon. Then Livonia well back, Del Vanzo, followed by Prize Fighter. Gold Again not in it from further back. Dane Force, Card Queen. Dropping out of it, Eureka. Chattanooga not in it. And towards the tail, Stella Atoir. 200 metres to go. And it's Rory's Power, Ruthless Tycoon getting to the front from Fabiano's son. And running on late is Cash Crop. It's Rory's Power in front of Ruthless Tycoon. Rory's Power finding a bit, and Rory's Power a half-length Ruthless Tycoon. 3 away, third, very close, Fabiano's son or Cash Crop. Further back in the race, Livonia followed by Dapper Zap. In behind them then Card Queen from Prize Fighter. Then further back Chattanooga, Del Vanzo, followed by Dane Force, Card Queen, Eureka. Well back in the race, pulling up quickly is Dante's Fury with Gold Again and Stella Atoir, and taking no part as Joker's Wild seem to get up in the gates, and it's down there just trotting back at the 800 metre mark.
Let's have a look at that now. Joker's Wild here at the start. You'll see it's drawn over near the inside here in race 6 on the card, and it just doesn't take any part in the race. Drawn barrier number 8. That was before the scratchings, so we'll just let them go here. Now there it goes, jumping right in the air, and it has just decided, well, there were 2 of them actually. Joker's Wild was one, and there was another one too that really was drawn right beside it. I think it may have been drawn on the outside.
So it may have been Gold Again.
Yeah, it could have been too. So 2 of those horses practically out of business at the start of the race there. And the gates certainly did open at the same time, there's no doubt about that, but the horses just weren't ready to go. OK, let's head down to the winning trainer after that race with Rory's Power successful, Bruce Elkington. But stand by just for a moment because the warning siren has sounded. We'll go down to Mark Oaston in just a sec with Bruce Elkington. Yes, the stewards are going to have a look at the start of the race to predetermine whether the horses that did miss the start quite severely were disadvantaged or whether it was of their own doing. So if you've backed those horses, and we'll just confirm that the other horse was Gold again. We'll find out from someone and check in with you in a moment. But hold on to your tickets there and we'll let you know. Just before we go down to Bruce Elkington, we will have another look at this start once again and just see what has happened to these horses. They're drawn about 6 or 7 out. You can see the light flashing. You'll see one of them just go straight up in the air, and that was, we think, Joker's Wild. Look at it. Its head is above the level of the gate as it's come out there, and there is a horse on the inside of it, so it may be the horse that was originally drawn in gate number 7. We'll just flick through the race book here and so if we can determine, might have been Devanzo.
And it may have also been Dante's Fury outside of that again that looked as if it missed the start slightly, but the gates looked to open in unison.
They did seem to open.
I really don't think there's going to be a great deal of drama there.
All right, Alfie.
It's one of those things that's unfortunate when they rear at the start.
What we might do, we'll get you on the trail. We'll find out exactly what those horses are that we are having a look at and the stewards are having a look at the start, the videotape. But in the meantime, here is a very patient Bruce Elkington with a very patient Mark Aston.
Thank you, Peter. A bit of a shock, Bruce, or not?
Well, a very pleasant surprise, I guess you could call it, Mark. It was an excellent run last week at Caulfield, and the owner, Mr. Orloff, said, look, he said, if the horse pulls up, how about having a go at the listed race? And to be honest, I said, well, look, Ray, I can make a good thing of him in a restricted class race, but if you want him to have a go at this, I'm only too happy to. So I'm very pleased that it was Ray's idea to run today.
And not a bad first up effort here at Flemington.
Yeah, very good effort first up at Flemington, and his run at Caulfield last week was very, very good. And as I said, we're very pleased we came along.
Have something on him? I think he was huge odds in the ring.
Oh, no, I don't think I did, to be quite honest, Mark, but I was just happy to see the horse win.
And what about plans for him now?
I never looked any further past today.
No, I didn't think you were. I didn't think you were. So what are you going to do now?
Well, I think I'll go and have a beer with the owner afterwards, and I think I might let him pick the races again.
OK, congratulations today.
Thanks very much.
As you said, Pete, very happy trainer there, Bruce Elkington. Back to you.
Yes, and it should be a very happy jockey and Peter Mertens. Here he is coming back to scale with Johnny Letts.
It's funny, you know, Pete, Peter just said to me, Peter Mertens just said to me, he said, I heard the siren go, what was that? I said, I think there's a fire. But you know, when the siren goes, there's either a problem with the start or there's a protest or something. But Pete said, my luck, it'd be something they'd call the race off. But Peter, nice win by Rory's Power.
It was, yeah, it was good sustained effort with speed. You know, he sat on Fabiano Sun right up until about the furlong, and you know, Fabiano Sun didn't find, and he was full of running.
Yeah, Pete, you were stuck in the middle of the track for a fair bit of the way, weren't you?
Yeah, from the jump there's a lot of pace outside, and you know, I just followed it across, didn't panic, just sort of waited for a few weaker horses to drop off before I got onto Fabiano Sun's back.
Worked your way across and then got to the line pretty strong, didn't he?
He did, yeah, he found plenty going to the post.
More wins in store for him for sure.
Oh, he's a lovely horse. You just look at him, he's a nice, calm type, you know, even on a hot day he sweats up, but he just puts himself on the speed, Johnny, and he just, you know, he's got a kick.
Yeah, and 100% record for you too. One ride, one win.
I love it.
Yeah, good luck, Pete.
Thanks, Tony.
Our fine jockeys, Peter Mertens there with John Letts, and Rory's Power comes back to scale. Now, I can tell you that the horse, the one and only horse that the stewards will be looking at, Jared Waitley has passed on the information that it is Joker's Wild number 8, that the stewards will be looking at the videotape and trying to determine whether the horse was affected by anything mechanical there at the start or whether the reason that it took no part in the race was of its own doing. We'll be back to find out. Rory's Power comes back to scale now. 5 was second, Ruthless Tycoon, and third number 11, Cash Crop. We'll be back with Wait after this.
But all I wanted to do that day was follow 2 horses, one being Doremus and the other one being Juggler.
Tangle is working his way to the picture, and Doremus is last.